Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome y'all to the vault. And we going in tonight, baby. You know, we came over
Yes,
to
sir.
a late start, but we going in tonight.
I'm excited.
You got to make this public. You ain't make it public.
I keep forgetting that is on me, people. As always, it is now currently public.
All right.
It's open for everyone now. I'm excited, Dennis. We got a lot of hot topics today, as always. And I'll just say, let's get started. Let's get straight into it. We're going to start you guys off with a little bit of college today. We're just going to get mostly an NBA show today, especially with NBA about to get started up in less than 2 weeks. That's exciting. So big news that came out in the NCAA is that the Big Ten, also the Pac-12, and the ACC are going to be playing only conference-only games. So their schedule for the fall is going to be only conference. It's interesting because how is it going to affect the college football playoffs? How is it going to affect their strength of schedules? And how is it going to affect basically just the outcome of football? Is it going to lead suit for all the other conferences to do the same thing? Or is the SEC going to say, hey, forget it, I'm still going to play most of my out-of-conference games, you know? So it's very interesting.
Out of conference with who? All the rest of the conference is playing each other.
The SEC really only be playing those little small schools anyway.
Oh yeah, they mess around and play Temple, Florida Atlantic University or something like that.
Yeah, they don't play big schools anyway. Honestly and truly, they can still play out of conference games. That'll be fine. I think this is big though. I know a lot of people are criticizing it because one, you're still traveling. So what's the use of you taking away the out of conference games? But at least when you're playing conference only games, you can communicate with that school ways that things should be done. You don't have to worry about other conferences telling you this is the way it should be done, or this is the way that should be done, or we're not coming. Like, you can set that standard with that conference. So I think this is a big move for them. I'm excited to see it still. I mean, at least we still are getting football for right now. I'm hoping that we do get a football season. Like, everybody wants it. Everyone needs it. We all know that. What's good with you, Marcus? How we doing, everybody? But I'm excited for it, though, still. One thing, too, that caught my eyes, that Notre Dame is getting accepted into the ACC for their only conference games. Now, I think this can be a leeway basically to them actually getting a conference, too.
Getting into the ACC conference?
Yeah, because you got to think about it.
So what you think about it? If Notre Dame's in the ACC, you think Clemson takes a fall back?
No, absolutely not. I don't think Notre Dame is actually a top 10 team, for one. That's one thing. I think if they go into conference play and they actually stay in conference play, though, this helps them. This will help them, honestly and truly. That way, one thing is you're going to be facing competition more than twice a year. And also you're getting money from this conference now. Now they're independent. They still get a lot of money though. So you can't knock that away from them. But one thing though is that you have to realize though, with them not being in a conference, that kind of hurts them at times. Like, it really hurts them. I don't think Clemson takes a step back or anything. I don't think Notre Dame's ever going to be what they used to be like back in the Stone Ages, but best believe Notre Dame is competing.
Marcus said Notre Dame should join the Big Ten. I don't think so. I think they should go to the ACC because after Clemson, who do you got in the ACC?
You got North Carolina now. Come on now.
North Carolina. Oh yeah, I forgot North Carolina.
Don't be playing with North Carolina just because you hating on them. That don't mean everybody else got to hate on them. Dennis, come on now.
North Carolina, you got Duke.
You got Duke too. I mean, but Duke's not good. But you got Miami. I think Miami's going to be on a rise here soon. Give it a couple years. They'll be on a rise here soon.
I thought Miami was going to be on a rise when they started the turnover chain.
The turnover chain, I did too. Me and you both.
I thought they was going to be on a rise then. I said, I think they may have.
They might have got it. They might have came back. They got their identity. I thought they had their identity and then went straight away. It went straight away.
I forgot about Louisville. Louisville's in it. So it'll be a good conference if Notre Dame join.
I think it will be too. That's what I'm saying. I'm excited to see them play in the ACC this year. I think this is going to be good for them. I think this is going to be good for everybody in that conference. But I think this is like elite. I think they should stay in conference play. I think they need to join the ACC. Stop with the independent stuff. Go straight to the ACC. Get your taste of it this year. And let's say if they just go all out and they beat every single team, they beat Clemson, I think they're going to stay because they're going to be like, oh, well, we found the easy conference. We can run the table with this conference. This is our easy way to get into a playoffs every single year. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if that's me and I'm Brian,
I think they might shake things up in the ACC, especially this season.
I think they will too.
There's a lot of love going on for their quarterback, Deshaun Watson.
Ian Book, I'm not a big fan of Ian Book, but hey, you know.
Now this is Deshaun Watson. Marcus Best said Louisville, Miami. Jared said then we slapped them and they kept them chains tucked. Melissa said in the Stone Age. I want to thank everybody for participating tonight. Jared said I like to see them with the Cincy, Memphis. And
he's talking about the AAC, the American Athletic Conference. I would like to see them in that conference also, but I do.
Oh, that's with Temple. That's with Temple. I like to see them in there because we played them a couple years back.
I would like to see them in that conference, but I think ACC fits them a little bit better. I think that's what fits them better. I'm excited for them.
Marcus said they are up north in Indiana. Rather see them play against Michigan and OSU.
I think the thing is though, if they play against those teams, I don't even think it's those teams. I just think they're going to be little brother to Ohio State and even Michigan. I think they'll be little brother to those two teams. And if I'm the athletic director there, I don't want to put my team in a conference that I don't feel like I can win it in. I want to put them in a conference that I feel like I got a chance in. And they've had success in the ACC.
And Melissa she thinks I'm right. She thinks Notre Dame going to the ACC will shake things up. I think if Notre Dame goes to the ACC, we could possibly see this season 3 quarterbacks get drafted in the first round of the ACC.
Who's the 3? We got Trevor, Ian Book. I guess you're counting Ian Book.
I'm counting Ian Book, and I'm counting Fat Face from Notre Dame. I mean, from North Carolina.
Oh, Sam Howell.
Yeah, Fat Face.
You're forgetting the 4th one who's going to actually get drafted over Sam Howell and Ian Book.
Which one?
And that's my guy. That's my boy, Derek King. King.
I'm only giving them 3. I'm only giving them 3. So somebody ain't gonna make it. I'm just gonna say that.
I don't think Jared said UCF would little brother them too. I don't think so. I think UCF is still living off their, and look the air quotations, their 2017 national championship that they had. They're still kind of living off of that right now. So I don't think they'll little brother them. And here's the man right here, Jared himself. Jared, I don't think
Ian Book will never be a first-round pick. That's all I came to say.
You said who won't be a first-round pick?
Ian Book will never be a first-round pick in his life.
Who was that?
Ian
Book, the quarterback for.
He ain't going anywhere near a first-round pick.
He might.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. He's not, but
that's all I came to say.
I don't think UCF is little brother in them either, though. Come on now, Jared.
I don't think they have the defense to stop their UCF's offense.
We got to think about it. They've
Dylan
been
Gabriel, Otis Anderson, Greg McCrae. They got guys over there.
They do, and I like UCF. But once again, they're still living off of that 2017 national championship. They haven't done too much afterwards. So we're still waiting for them to do something much afterwards. So I just don't think that's going to happen, though. But nevertheless, I am excited for this only conference going on. I'm excited for football at the end of the day. So if we get some football, that's exciting to me.
All right.
But let's move on. Oh, I forgot to take number 8. Let's do it real quick. Last college topic real quick. The best stadium in college football.
We was close.
What did you guys pick?
I thought it was going to be Tennessee. Yeah, I thought we made those noise. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Alabama got some nice stuff over there too. So do Michigan. So I wasn't ashamed to lose to Michigan. Michigan, a big house. They just ain't playing good.
I don't like Penn State in there.
I don't like Penn State in there. I will say that, but I'm always going to
got that. When they got that
the whiteout.
Yeah, the white. Oh my God!
You're
What?
right. I forgot about that.
Death
That
Valley,
White
Oh
though.
my! Y'all got to listen, man. It's just
Are
some
we gonna
things.
sleep on Death Valley? And where's
I'm
Iowa?
not sleeping on
Where's
Death Valley,
Iowa?
but I'm not sleeping on Death Valley, but they
I'm
lost
sleeping
to
on
Ohio
Death
State.
Valley because Death
Is
Valley.
Iowa not even on here?
No, that's what I'm about to say. Iowa should be on here. I was going
Iowa
to say
should be
that.
top 4.
Iowa should be on here. I will say that. But I'm never, like I said, I can never not say, as much as I hate
You're
Michigan.
gonna say the shoe.
No, I'm not. As much as I hate Michigan, the Big House is the best stadium
The Big House.
in college football.
Hell, the Big House might be the best stadium in all football.
I don't know. They haven't
Like-
had much to cheer for lately.
I mean, even
That's
though they
the
haven't
thing.
had
That's
much
the
to
only
cheer
thing
for,
about
but they're still there. They're still there. Like, they're still there all the time. But don't get me wrong. Once again, you reminded me. I just remember 2 years ago, Iowa State was playing Penn State at their house. It was a whiteout. My boy Isaiah Prince was getting beat every single time off the line. Looked like crap. JT Bear was getting killed. We got a field goal block. And the fans had so much to do with that game. That whiteout, that stadium right there, the fans, they were going wild. Like,
That's what Iowa does to everybody who goes in there.
You're right. Especially with that
Like just the stadium impact on a team, they're arguably the top stadium, Iowa.
So Marcus said that Marcus said Boise State University with the blue turf. That's a no.
He also
I think
said Oregon too.
I think everybody's over the blue turf.
I'm never
I'm never
seen,
over the blue turf. I'm sorry, I'm never over it. I can never be over the blue turf.
I love the blue turf.
I've realized it's just a little too much. It's a little too
No, I
bright
never
blue.
thought it was too much.
I don't like it.
I always thought teams that was a blue team should have had blue turf. I always thought that.
Realize this when
I got to my high school, they was getting a new field done for about like $1 million. They got a whole new field, track and field done and everything in the stands. And we all were saying the same thing, like, yo, we should get like bluegrass. That's what we were saying. We should get bluegrass. We should do something different than everybody else get bluegrass.
I think Death Valley's being slept on.
I just
Death Valley's
remember
not being slept on. It's just the fact that Death Valley crowd doesn't take over a game.
That's not necessarily true. Crowd's
not as much. I'm not gonna say that they don't. But not
I don't
as much
think
as
Death
Penn
Valley
State.
crowd takes over a game. I'm sorry. I think Death Valley Stadium is fantastic, but I don't think the Death Valley crowd takes over a game.
I always thought it was weird how y'all have the 5 to 10 to 15 and 20 on your yard lines, and I never liked it. Like, I've never liked it. It's different. Don't get me wrong, but I just never liked it. But so can we come to a consensus that Michigan's definitely the best stadium, though? Even though they don't have as much to cheer for, it's the best stadium.
I'm surprised Oregon's not. Is Oregon on here?
No,
they're not on Oregon.
They'd be top 5, I think.
I think they're top 5 too, for sure.
They
I'm
top
surprised
5 when y'all talking about playing NCAA 2014 shit.
But Michigan has a reputation over Iowa, I guess. So
for sure. All right. We're going to our NBA section. One thing I wanted to talk about. Appreciate it, Jared.
It was appreciated, Jared. We love you, man. Josh, well, again, this is the vote. This is the vote on the Razo Sports Network. Again, with the OnPoint Network. So we want to thank you for watching. But this is now the NBA section. Fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen.
Jared, we love you. We'll see you next week if you are departing from us.
Yes.
First thing that is on the docket that I wanted to talk about is we've all been seeing the food that the players been eating, and we've all been hearing the players' complaints about them eating this stuff and them complaining and stuff. Dennis, what's your take on this? I'm curious.
Who cares that you're complaining about what you eat? It's kind of crazy because y'all got enough money that y'all could actually hire y'all a chef and y'all could all eat what y'all want. That's how much money that y'all really have. So I'm trying to figure out why we listening to these complaints.
I'm there with you. One thing is, don't get me wrong. I understand. You want your protein. You want to eat. You want to get all your fluids and blase, blase. At least they feeding you. At least you don't got to go out and pay for it.
Right, you ain't gotta go out and pay. I mean, but if you want to, hell, ain't like
If
you.
you want to, you could. But I mean,
You
we just
can't
saw the
do.
NBA player. I forgot his name.
No, that's Rashard
oh,
Holmes. Shout out
Rashard
to my
Holmes.
cousin. No relation. Shout out to my cousin Rashard Holmes. No relation. Uh, he just got put on a 10-day quarantine because he went out to go get some food. I say go get y'all a chef, get him tested, and make sure he ain't got the COVID-19, and bring him to the stadium and get y'all what y'all want.
Exactly. But you guys complaining about it, it's not going to do anything. They're not just going to change their whole meal plan up for you guys.
They would change it. They'll change it for them.
I just don't think they will. I mean, possibly. They might get one steak dinner.
If I'm them, I don't even want the whole meal plan. Give me the shakes.
Give me the even looking at this meal, it's chicken. It's chicken on there. You got some watermelon.
Yeah, you got some. It ain't seasoned. That's what it is.
It definitely ain't seasoned. You can tell it's not
seasoned. That's a nursery home food they got right there. They got unseasoned chicken, aka cooked by somebody we know.
I just don't think they should be complaining like this for sure, at all.
Robert Leader said 2020 is the year of the female dogs.
There you go. Way to change it up.
Melissa said, "Get yourself a woman that can cook for you." I don't think they was allowed to bring their families with them.
I don't think they was allowed to bring them. If they would, then I'm pretty sure Savannah will be cooking for LeBron, and Russ's woman will be cooking for him.
I don't even know if they women can cook. Be honest with you, they've been around them and had money all this time. When last time you noticed that they women like probably really cook? Like, let's be for real. I don't think they be. I think they can put something together, but I don't think they can. I don't think they can burn. Let me say it like that. I believe that they can put something together, but I don't know how many NBA wives out there can burn. That's going to be a conversation one day.
That's a good question. That's a true question right there. Aisha, I bet Aisha can cook.
Aisha, okay, she's a chef. Okay, chef
I think Savannah can. I think Savannah know how to cook too. I think Savannah know how to cook for sure. But in other news, I didn't put it on here. It was reported today that Russell Westbrook and James Harden has the Rona. They said they will be joining the team. They will be joining the team basically when they get over it. I mean, it's two of the Rockets biggest players. They're already in the playoffs. That's one thing. But two of the Rockets' biggest players both got the coronavirus literally around the same time. That's crazy. So I do send my condolences out to both of them. They said they both are well in spirit, and they are well. But that's just news right there alone because that did get reported today. Also, Rajon Rondo suffered he suffered a fracture in his hand. He's basically out. He's done. This is a story of Rondo right here. He's been injured.
Is a story of Rondo. Why did he get injured during the quarantine? Like when they were like that's crazy. That is the story of Rondo. You have never lied about that one. That is the story of Rondo.
So they are down now at point guard. Rondo was definitely a great addition by them. He's definitely a great player. I mean, so this is going to hurt a little. So this is going to hurt them a lot, I feel like. So
yeah, I feel as though Rondo's a Hall of Fame player.
I think he is too. I definitely think he is. Which we will have a segment later on the show that I have to prepare for that. It's a Hall of Fame or not, as you know what it is. Let's get on to it though. The ringless hierarchy.
Ooh.
Tier 1, you have Karl Malone. Tier 2, you got Charles Barkley, Steve Nash. I don't know why they have Steve Nash on Lakers jersey, but it's kind of disrespectful. Allen Iverson, James Harden, and then John Stockton. You got Tier 3. You got some notable ones. You got Grant Hill. You got Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller. Tier 4, you got Yao Ming, Vince, Russell Westbrook, Juwan Howard, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony. But you see the list. Anybody would move up, anybody would move down.
I'm moving I'm moving T-Mac up to tier 2. I'm moving Patrick Ewing up to tier 2.
I'm definitely moving Patrick Ewing up to tier 2. I will say that.
I'm moving Reggie Miller up to tier 2.
I agree with that also.
The reason I moved them up because I felt as though If you got Steve Nash up there, I feel as though you should have T Mac up there.
I'm actually moving Steve Nash down to tier 3.
Oh, okay.
Nash has never been to the finals. Those other players in here, everybody else in that tier 2 has actually been to the finals.
Not James Harden. Oh, yes, he has. Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't been to the finals yet. So I'm
Yes,
gonna
he
move him
has.
down.
Yes, he has. OKC.
Oh, you're right. Jesus, I forgot he was on that team. Yeah. So, but I'm moving Steve Nash down. Now, if they're just talking about pure talent, that's different. But I'm moving Steve Nash down because he's never been to the finals. Not saying that's on him or anything, but everybody else in tier 2 they've been to the finals. I'm not moving T-Mac up because you know why. I don't need to explain that. Like, I don't.
If y'all don't know if this is your first time watching the Vault, he is the biggest Tracy McGrady hater of all time.
I am not the biggest Tracy McGrady hater.
Listen, when we get him a jersey, it's going to say Tracy McGrady hater on the back. All right?
Dennis, how many times did Tracy McGrady win a playoff series in his prime?
See, told you. Tracy McGrady hater.
I'm just asking, how many times?
And Tracy McGrady has been to the finals, so he deserves to move up.
Oh, no, wait. How many times did Tracy McGrady win the championship? Playoffs in his prime.
He has
series. Okay. Just making sure.
Injuries crippled him.
Yeah, we just gonna forget the fact that when he had the best team in the league as far as record-wise with the Rockets, that he still didn't win.
Because one of his other buddies is on this joint too. I think Chris Webber should be moved up. Why he way at the bottom?
He definitely deserves to be.
I forgot.
Dwight Howard's at tier 5, and I think that's disrespectful too. I would move him up. Once again, Dwight Howard gets a lot of slack and he gets a lot of disrespect. And I get it. People say he didn't play hard. He could have had way more potential than he did. I understand it. I get it. And I get everything. But let's not forget Dwight Howard for his first 7 to 9 years was dominant. Let's not forget that Dwight Howard took his team to the finals and beat LeBron James and company. Let's not forget everything about that. Like, he took his team. He is the last big man to take his team to the finals. Now, I get the game has changed, but that's just the simple fact of it. He is the last big man to take his team to the finals. He deserves to be moved up. That's just as simple as that. Anybody else deserves to be moved up, moved down?
I think that's about it.
All right. Now, this is the NBA and NBA history. Point guard hierarchy. So you got Magic as tier 1, basically saying he's the best point guard of all time, which I'm not going to dispute that. Tier 2, you have Isaiah Thomas, Steph Curry, Oscar Robertson, John Stockton. Tier 3, you have Tony Parker, Steve Nash. You have Chris Paul in there. You got Allen Iverson, Jason Kidd. You got Love.
Frazier.
Yep. Tier 4, you got D Rose, Chauncey Billups. You got Kyrie. You got Russ. Kevin Johnson, yeah.
Oh.
Tier 5, you got the Penny, Rajon Rondos. You got those in company. You agree with this list?
Maurice Cheeks in the building. I'm moving Jason Kidd to tier 2. This is a list right here. I think I'm moving Kyrie up to tier 3. Rajon Rondo, I'm putting him at tier 3.
Mm-hmm.
Got Wes Unseld. Oh man, that's shot.
I think
Look at Mark Price.
I'm moving up Chris Paul to tier 2. Many people might not agree with me, but let's be honest here. Chris Paul has had hindering injuries, but when he's on the court, we know what Chris Paul can do. And
he's a hell of a leader.
He is. Once again, no one thought that this Thunder team would be doing what they were doing.
Nobody.
And I put most of that on
Chris
Paul and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. No one thought that. He's a great leader. He's a great player. I think he's a he's a top 5 to 10 point guard. He's in the top 10. I'm not going to say top 5, but he's in the top 10 point guard. He definitely deserves to be tier 2, though. That's for sure.
Okay. All right. What you got for the next one?
Shooting guard.
Oh, here we go.
You got MJ. That's crazy. Hold on. Yeah, AI's on both lists.
Yeah.
Of course you gonna say again. You got MJ, James Harden. No, I mean you got MJ as a tier one. You got James Harden, D Wade, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, Jerry West, Mr. Logo is tier two. You got T Mac, Reggie, Ray, Vince, George Gervin, the Iceman.
Clyde Drexler.
Clyde, yeah. What would you change on it? Anything? I feel like this list is actually probably the most perfect one. I would move. I feel like if you're gonna have, I feel like that Klay Thompson should go in tier three.
Yeah, I believe the cheat code should go with him.
I agree with you on that. I guess we're going off of talent here, and that's the reason why he's on tier two. But I don't think James Harden's on their level yet. Now this is yet.
I guess it's because he got an MVP.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I think he needs to be down on tier three with T-Mac, if this is the case. I give T-Mac a lot of slack because he hasn't won a playoff series. James Harden hasn't won a playoff series. He's been to the finals, but he's won a playoff series. But once again, I just don't think he should be on a level as D Wade, Kobe Bryant, and Allen Iverson. Not to that level, to that extent yet. So I'm going to move him down to tier three. I'm going to move Klay Thompson down up to tier three. Everybody else, I'm actually okay with.
All
right. NBA currently by category. So overall, you got the Clippers. Offense, you have the Bucks. Defense, you have the Sixers. Scoring, Rockets. Passing, Lakers. Rebounding, Cavaliers. OKC clutch. Surprise team being Miami. The most disappointing team being the Trailblazers. Shooting being the Warriors. Bench being the Clippers. Potential, New Orleans. Declining, Spurs. Overhyped, Celtics. I can't see sleeper being the Mavericks. And the worst being the Knicks. How do you feel about this list?
I think the decline should have been Golden State, or disappointment should have been Golden State.
I think disappointment should have been a half and half tie with Trailblazers and Golden State. I wasn't expecting Golden State to do that much this year, and the reason why is because they were out their second best player, Klay Thompson. And then Steph Curry.
OKC should have got surprising.
I agree to an extent. I think that should have been a 2-8 tie because the Heat are the fourth team in the East, and I don't think people think they were going to be the fourth team in the East. But once again, the Thunder are the sixth seed in the West, which is huge. So that's definitely surprising. Declining, I'm okay with. Overhyped, I'm okay with. Worst, I'm definitely okay with. The defense, I don't know. That's your team. You tell me.
10-9-8, 76ers, baby. No, they got defense. They just can't fucking score.
I mean, we know they can't score.
That's the problem. They got defense. They just can't score, and then they ain't got no defense when it's clutch. Those are the problems that I have with the Sixers. But I'm hoping this quarantine got them right.
You called Brett Brown what? What's his nickname?
Brett Brown. He is looking. With the article I wrote, he's looking to be the Greg Popovich of.
I can't wait to see that because I'm curious. I'm still curious how you got that from all that. But hey, how you
getting me an email after the show? I'll send you the article.
Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I definitely want to read it. What about overall? Are we sold on him on this being the overall best team?
Yeah, that's the overall best team.
Okay. What about and then the last being what about rebounding?
I don't think Boston is overhyped. Shout out to my cousin Corn, but I don't think Boston is overhyped. I think Boston has the best chance to beat the Clippers. Honestly,
you do?
I honestly do think Boston has the best chance to beat the Clippers.
I just don't see it, unfortunately. I don't think Boston's going to get out the East. I think they're going to
I don't think they're getting out the East, but I'm just saying to beat the Clippers, Boston got the best chance to win. It's people that got chances to win championships this year. You got the both LA teams
Yep.
You have you got Houston if they do right without a center. How I don't know, but
Yeah. Like I don't know how, but hey, they're doing it
yeah,
right now. Still
they're
though.
doing it
I
right
mean,
now so far. You have Denver if they play hard.
I don't
Okay,
think Denver is going to get out the second round.
in the East, you got the Sixers if Ben Simmons can get his S together. You have Milwaukee. You know if Middleton can show up. You have
Which he's been showing up this year for sure.
you have Miami if they just keep playing hard. And Boston is the team that has every piece that they need. Like they don't have a we need somebody to do no. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. Boston has the best team to do it.
You think they have? I
I'm not picking
possibly.
them to win it though, but Boston has the best team to do it.
I think they're still missing some things. I just don't think they don't have a definitive superstar yet. A
Okay.
definitive superstar
No, they
yet.
got a definitive superstar. He wears number 0. Jason Tatum.
So are you calling him a superstar already?
I'm calling Jason Tatum baby Grant Hill.
You're calling him a superstar already, is what
Already,
I'm hearing.
he is Grant Hill. He is a poor man's Grant Hill. I think when he was with Detroit,
He's not a superstar yet.
he's a superstar.
He's not to that level yet. We had this conversation. I thought we agreed on this.
I'm telling you, this guy's a superstar.
Here's the reason why he's not a superstar yet. I still see flaws in his game. And one big flaw that he can't get over is his consistency. He is not consistent.
That's a Duke thing. He'll get it together.
What Duke player have you seen get it together, though?
I seen some of them pull it together eventually. You know, I seen Kyrie pull it together eventually to win the championship. I've seen JJ
Kyrie,
Redick.
you know what Kyrie would have been
I've seen
if
JJ
LeBron
Redick pull
wouldn't
it
have got
together.
there? You know what Kyrie would have been if LeBron would have never got there?
What was that? Another Duke player?
Just another Duke player.
Okay.
Just another Duke player. Yeah, I'm not going to say
What about Brandon Ingram? Brandon Ingram stepped his game up.
he stepped his game up, but once again, he can still be another Duke player. He's not off the hook yet. He can still be another Duke player.
Who's another Duke guy that's I can't think of none that really stepped up and showed out.
Because there's not that many, Dennis.
It ain't really that many.
All right.
Kyrie is my best answer.
If Draymond Green retired today, would he be a Hall of Famer?
Yes, he would. He would be a Hall of Famer. I agree that Draymond Green would be a Hall of Famer.
So you think he's a Hall of Famer already? That's true. I can't. Oh. So I definitely think Draymond Green is a Hall of Famer. Once again, he's the anchor of that team. He's the anchor of that defense.
All right.
I think
he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
Like, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. Like, for people who think he's not a Hall of Famer, cut it out. He's definitely one. Even if you gotta, sometimes you gotta cut the point that you don't like him off and actually like understand how good this man was.
For people that think that he's not a Hall of Famer, act like it's gum in your head, girl, and cut it out.
All right. All right. So, it's a great quote from Brett Brown, coach of the 76ers. There is nobody on our team that has put in more time than Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid in the interview also said, I don't know how I'm going to look basketball-wise. So we're going to see how that goes. But I've just been chilling. Dennis, when you hear this is your team. Is this concerning? A. And B.
I'm hoping this is a smoke screen that Joel is putting up. I'm hoping. Well, we will find out after the first game when we see him can't get up and down the court because he winded. I mean, I've seen the Pelicans practice so far. I haven't seen nobody else practice.
I've seen the Pelicans practice. I've seen the Mavericks practice also.
I haven't seen the Mavericks. I've seen the Pelicans, and that's it. I've seen 2 Pelicans practice, as a matter of fact.
This is concerning to me. I think Joel Embiid's out of shape.
Well, you would say that because you just think Joel Embiid doesn't care about basketball.
I actually don't think Joel Embiid doesn't care about basketball. I think he has the same problem as Ben Simmons, that they are content with being as good as they are. Both of them have potential and probably will go to the Hall of Fame off of talent, sheer talent alone.
Right.
But both of them don't understand their true talent. Joel Embiid clearly could be the best center in the league. Like, I mean, clearly.
Right now, he's not the best center in the league because the Joker actually, I would have to say he sees the floor better and he makes people around him better.
And that's true. But although, even if Joel Embiid doesn't do those things, because Joker has a big flaw in his game. The man he doesn't play a lick of defense, and he barely rebounds. Doesn't play a lick of defense, barely rebounds. And that's always going to be my knock on Joker until I start seeing him play defense. Embiid has the potential to be the best center in the game, clear cut. Like, he's unstoppable when he's playing and he's healthy. He's fit. The post moves that the man has, the arsenal that he has, the man's great when he's playing. Same thing with Ben Simmons. When he's playing, he's healthy. Everything's going good for the guy. He's unstoppable.
Yes.
I just think that at times he doesn't see his potential. So this is why I truly feel that he's going to be out of shape. He hasn't been working. He's going to be out of shape, and you're going to see it on the court. And I think this is going to cause an early exit for you guys. I think this is going to cause an early exit. I hope this doesn't, because I am a fan of Ben Simmons, and I hope he does good because, people don't like him. But I think this is going to cause an early exit. So I'm concerned for you guys. If you're not going to be concerned, I'm going to be concerned for you guys.
I'm not concerned, man.
I don't see how. I'm confused how you're not concerned.
I know we gonna play hard, man.
Sometimes playing hard ain't good enough.
I believe he's in shape.
I guess we just gonna see, because I don't think he is. So we'll see on that part.
All right.
Oh, my bad. This is double. There we go. Which generation would win? For the 60s, you got Will.
The generation that I'm scared of is the 80s.
The 80s? You scared of the 80s?
I'm scared of the 80s.
Who do you have?
The 80s and the 2000s are the two generations I'm scared of. I believe that it would come down to them in the finals, the 80s and the 2000s.
The 80s and the 2000s.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to. I just can't bet away from. You got Hakeem, Karl Malone, that Charles Barkley. I don't know why he's there. Charles can play small.
He's 6'4". He's only 6'4".
Yeah, I know, but that's not his game though, to play small forward though.
Hell, Michael Jordan taller than Charles Barkley.
Yeah, I know everybody's Charles Barkley, but that's not his game. Basically, is what I'm saying. For him to play that small forward, I feel like somebody should have been there in that hip criticism. I actually, looking at this 80s team, man, you got Moses, you got McHale, you got Larry, you got Magic.
The crazy thing about this 80s team, the weakest link is fucking McHale.
He is.
And that's terrible.
It is.
And if you look at this 2000s team, the weakest link on here is literally LeBron James.
I actually think Allen Iverson is the weakest link.
Allen Iverson is the weakest. I think it's LeBron James. In the 2000s, I think it's LeBron James.
I definitely think it's.
Now, if you say 2010 on up, then I would say okay, it's Allen Iverson.
I think it's Allen Iverson for sure. Was the weakest link in this 2000s. Especially playing against Isaiah Thomas. But that's besides the point.
He got a chance against Isaiah.
Slim chance. Slim. It's like this amount of slim that he has it. I think I'm going with the finals being the 2000s and the 80s. But don't sleep on that 70s team here. That 70s team got a good little roster there.
70s team is high, but I think it's just, Dr. J wasn't that good of a shooter. So it just ain't, I'm more scared of Larry Bird. Like Larry Bird was going to cook Dr. J. Seen it happen already. So it ain't even nothing to.
So are we not worried about the 90s team? Because I'm going to be honest here. Hakeem and Karl Malone down there in the post. That's
Yeah,
ugly.
Karl Malone can't do nothing with Tim Duncan.
I don't agree with that at all, actually. I think Karl Malone actually would destroy Tim Duncan on an offensive point of standpoint, not
Yeah.
defensive wise. But Tim Duncan, he's going to get scored on regardless against Karl Malone. It's the reason why he is the point leader right now. There's a true reason. Well, he's second in points. I'm sorry. Not the point leader. He's second.
Right, because Lou Alcindor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's second. You got Michael Jeffrey Jordan, who is the best player on this list. You got Hakeem. You got Karl Malone. John Stockton is the weakest link on there, but I would be worried about them also. I'm definitely going with the 2000s team who's going to win it, though. You got Shaq, Tim Duncan, LeBron, Kobe, and Allen Iverson. I just don't see anybody beating that team. Even with the 80s team, I just don't see anyone beating that team.
I think the 80s team give them a good run, though.
I think they will give them a good run, correct. But beating them wise, I just don't see them doing it. Not me personally. I don't see it. So we both going with 2000s, or are you going with the 80s?
Yeah, I'm going with the 2000s, though.
All right. You Ari, we can. All right. If these duos were to get together, who would be the best duo?
I'm torn in between A and C.
A and C?
A and C. I'm torn in between A and C. Don't get me wrong. B, that's a fighting combination right there, boy.
I'm trying to think. You said A and C, so you got Devin Booker, Russell Westbrook, and then you got Klay Thompson and Luka. I like B a lot, like a substantial amount. Because Luka's a passer at heart. I mean, don't get me wrong, he can score at will, but he's also a passer. And then Klay, he can score. We know he can score. That man can shoot his lights out. So I think that's a great combination right there. I think D, if I was to rank them all, I think D would be the last one I'll pick. Don't get me wrong, Bradley Beal and Kyrie are ballers, but that'd be the last one that I pick though. And then A would be the second to last one, so they'd be in third for me. B would be second for me, and then C is going to be A for me. I mean, it's going to be one.
Yeah, I'm going C and then I'm going A.
C and A. Well, I don't know. I just don't like that. I don't like that pair up right there. I don't like the pair up of Devin Booker and Russell Westbrook. I have a problem with Devin Booker, though. That's the reason why I feel like.
What problem you got with Devin Booker? What was he?
I don't think Devin Booker makes his teammates better, truly and really. I don't think he even tries to make his teammates better. I think Devin Booker is the type of guy that he wants his own. And he's young in his career, so don't get me wrong. That can always change. But I do think he's the guy that he says, hey, as long as I'm getting mine, I'm okay. And
well,
that's just the
he played for Phoenix, so
I mean, even if he plays for Team and Phoenix or all anything, but that truly doesn't explain why he plays like that. Come on, Dennis. Even if you play for Phoenix or not, De'Aaron Fox plays for the Kings, and he can score at will if he wants to. He still gets his teammates involved. I've never seen Devin Booker
play point guard.
Devin Booker has the ball in his hands more than anybody on that team.
Okay.
I just don't see him. I don't see that working. I don't see that working at all. Another thing is, I think obviously, I'll take Russell Westbrook over a lot of people. So I'm okay with Russell Westbrook. It's Devin Booker I have a problem with. Great player. At the end of the day, he's a great player, but I just don't see him working as a team, though, for sure.
Hold on. Sharon said Draymond Green is a Hall of Famer right now. Don't at me. She said she take the 90s team, and she said she likes C. And she said H no. Booker and Westbrook wouldn't work.
Exactly, Sharon. Exactly.
Sharon also said Booker plays like that because he's not a leader. He isn't a leader. I'm sorry. He doesn't
He's not. I agree with you
others in
100%.
that way. I personally think it's not that. I think the fact that he plays for Phoenix. I think if Devin Booker played with a pure okay, put it like this: if Devin Booker was on OKC right now, you'll see a different Devin Booker.
I don't think so. If Devin Booker was on OKC, you'll see the same Devin Booker.
What, Chris Paul?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I just don't. Once again, I just think he's not a leader. And when it comes down to it, and I think he's just young right now. And once again, there's no knock on him with him being young, but he's just young. So with him being young, that's just the way he's going to play. He's going to play the score. He wants to get his. He wants to solidify himself as a Hall of Famer. I think when you give him a couple years and you go down the line probably 3 to 4 years, he'll be ready to play. He'll be ready to go. He'll be ready to play. You'll see that Devin Booker that we were supposed to see a while ago. So that's one thing we do have to realize. So I'm not knocking the guy, that's for sure, because I think he's great. But he plays still with a young mind right now. And for that, you got to be lower than you are. I thought this was a good trade. But
yeah, it was good for the Thunder. The Thunder won.
I don't think they won.
What?
No. You think they won?
They received 5 first-round picks.
They did. Indeed, they did. I don't think they won, though.
They got Gallinari. They got Gallinari and Gilgeous Alexander.
Yeah.
They won.
They didn't, though. Here's the reason why. Let's just say this. And don't get me wrong, because we all know that the Thunder are great at picking players. They've picked 3 Hall of Famers now. Like 3 Hall of Famers. So that alone is something that we should be, okay, that's huge for them. So these draft picks, they're going to pan out. I know they will. So let's just say, though, they pick these players, but they never go back to they never go to the finals with these players. And the Clippers win this year and they win next year. The Clippers would easily win. Or let's even say that the Clippers win this year and they don't win any other finals. And then the Thunder are just have these picks and they're just picking and not winning. So the Clippers won.
How about this? The Clippers win 1 championship. The Thunder, with all these picks, finally in 2025, win a championship. Who wins?
The Clippers still do.
How do the Clippers still win?
Because here's the reason why. The Clippers knew what they were doing when they were doing this. They wanted to load the trade up so they can get their player that they wanted. They wanted to win now. The Thunder are in it for the long game. The Clippers are winning for winning it now. So I think they both went into their respective games. It just all depends. If they both come out with a championship, then they break even. You know that, Dennis. This is a break even situation.
No, they don't break even.
This is a break even situation for sure.
Not all of them goddamn first round picks.
No, that's a break even, Dennis. Come on now. That's a break even, sir. Best backcourts in the NBA. They didn't finish this one, but let's see. So I'm just gonna go to the final 4. What if the Elite 8? I guess this would be. You got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson versus Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet. Okay. Russell Westbrook and James Harden versus John Wall and Bradley Beal. Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown versus LeBron James and Avery Bradley. Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum versus, I can't see the bottom, Luka Doncic and Tim Hardaway. That's disgusting. I feel like okay. First matchup, you got the Warriors versus the Raptors for the best backcourt. Who you got in that one?
The Warriors.
Or Steve? I got the Warriors on that one too. You got the Rockets versus the Wizards in the second matchup. Who you going with that one? The Rockets?
Yeah, it's the Rockets.
Yeah, John Wall hasn't played.
Yeah, John Wall ain't playing in a while. I wanted to say it was the Wizards.
He hasn't played in a while, so that's the only thing that's hitting me for picking them. For the next one, you got Kemba Walker and Jaylen Brown versus LeBron James and Avery Bradley. I don't think that's fair that LeBron James will put him with Avery Bradley. But okay. Sure.
I don't know. Kemba Walker and Jaylen Brown been balling.
They have, but I'm always going with LeBron James. It doesn't matter who he's paired with. It can be Mario Chalmers up there. He still would win.
I like Boston on that one.
Well, we're in the difference of things on this one, then, buddy. Come on now. Let's come to a conclusion. Why are you picking Boston over the Lakers?
Because Kemba Walker and Jaylen Brown have been balling.
And hasn't LeBron James and Avery Bradley?
Ain't nobody care about no Avery. Ain't nobody care about no Avery Bradley. That's like Fred VanVleet being over there. Ain't nobody care.
Now, don't get me wrong now. Fred VanVleet, if you're talking about somebody that's been balling, it's been Fred VanVleet. Come on now, Dennis.
I'm trying to tell you, Kemba Walker was a perfect piece to go over there to Boston.
Oh, he was. He was very perfect. He was a perfect piece, like a complete perfect piece.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. I guess it's because it's LeBron. We'll put him up there.
You can't go wrong with LeBron. That's the reason why. But
we'll go with you go wrong with him when it's time to be in the finals.
You still can't go wrong with him. The man literally.
He only went 3 out of 9. No.
I mean, 3 out of 8. You mean, or 7? I think.
No, it's 3 out of 9.
It's not 9. He hasn't been to 12 championships.
3 out of 9. I'm my fault. No. He went 3 out of. Yeah, he been to 9 championships. You only gonna win 3 out of 9. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Wrong.
Yeah, I know. You got C.J. McCollum. We're going with the Celtics on that one. I'll give you that one. You got C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard versus Luka and Tim Hardaway. We're going with the Trailblazers. We both know that.
Yeah, we're going with the Trailblazers. Oh, that Luka. You know I love you some Luka Doncic, but
I know you do, but we can't go with it.
Tim Hardaway can't do it.
So you got the Warriors in the Final Four versus the Rockets. Who you going with?
I'm going with the Rockets.
I'm going with the team that's actually won the championship, so I'm going with the Warriors.
All
right. You got Boston Celtics since I gave you that last one. And
Portland winning that one.
So we got Portland versus the Warriors. Who you going with?
Portland.
What?
Portland.
Where you get Portland?
That's the only way they're gonna beat the Warriors is because of the backcourt. Because everything else the Warriors will beat them in.
Are you forgetting what they did to them 3 years in a row?
Yeah. I remember.
So how do you have them winning?
Because they had them 2-3 years in a row, they had Kevin Durant.
No, I'm even talking before that though.
No, they ain't play him that year before when they didn't have Kevin Durant.
They did play him the year before.
They didn't make it that year without Kevin Durant.
You sure?
No, because remember he played a bunch of broken down guards. All of them got injured.
I don't know. I still don't have them going beat. I don't know. We're just gonna have to agree to disagree. I got the Warriors. I'm going with the team that's won 3 championships together. The Splash Bros.
I'll give you that. I'm just saying that.
I got you. I feel you. I just
Kevin Durant was a difference maker.
He was a difference maker. He's a difference maker on any team, that's for sure. But I can't go with that for sure. All right, who is the best duo on this picture?
There's only 2 on here. It's 3. It's 3. I'm only gonna pick 3 of them.
All right, who's your 3?
The 3 I would pick would be Kobe and Shaq, okay. Michael and Scottie,
yep,
Magic and Kareem.
Okay. Kobe and Shaq, Michael and Scottie, Magic, Kareem. No Tony Parker, Tim Duncan? 5 championships together?
No, they don't have 5 together.
They have 4.
Right.
They have 4, I'm sorry. Larry and Kevin? You ain't putting Larry and Kevin?
No.
So who do you have out of those 3 then?
Out of those 3, I think I'm Magic and Kareem. I think won the most. No, Michael and Scottie did. I'm sorry, they got 6. Yeah.
I'm surprised you're picking Magic and Scottie. You're a big stickler for
Kobe and Shaq.
Yep, you're a big stickler for Kobe and Shaq to the point where you picked Kobe and Shaq. You picked them last week when we did the 2000 Lakers versus who was the best team? You picked the 2000 Lakers. I mean, you said who's the best dynasty. You picked that 2000 Lakers.
2000 Lakers is the better dynasty.
That's not true. That's the thing about
it.
So I guess I'm going to be the stickler to say that Kobe and Shaq was the best duo. This is talking about duos here. Don't get me wrong. Rings matter, and I get it.
Rings do matter. Yeah.
Michael Jordan and Scottie won the most rings.
But I don't think Scottie could do shit with Shaq on 2 and 2.
And that's the thing about it. Shaq literally averaged 38 in the finals, while Kobe 1 year was averaging 33. I'm sorry, you just can't stop that. You can't sit here and have me believe that Scottie and Michael, as much as I love Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
She said, hell no. TP and TD were just lucky.
They weren't lucky.
Who the hell is TP and TD?
Tim Duncan and Tony Parker. How do you call that lucky, Sharon?
Oh.
I hate when people say that they were lucky, like they were just in the right place at the right time.
I don't call it luck. I just say,
You say they're coached, which even still.
Well, I say they were well coached. That's what I always say.
Even still, even on that note, it's still not true. Like that's still not true. We can't sit here and say that. I'm not gonna say they're lucky.
I don't say that they're lucky. I say they were well coached. That's why I'm always a stickler for picking Kevin Garnett over Tim Duncan.
Even still, I don't see how you do that. I'm still trying to figure out how you're getting Tim Duncan over Kevin Garnett. And we have this conversation every week, but I just don't see how you're still getting every single week.
Every Monday, every week you get this. Every week.
Every single week.
What's the next one? Oh, okay.
Do you want to go? Okay, yeah. So there's been some prominent players who were number 23 and number 34.
All right, they gotta switch. They gotta switch this up to make this joint nice. They're gonna have to put the Greek Freak on LeBron.
Well, I think you can make the matchups how you want to make them.
Yeah, and if you do that, 34 still wins. But
so 23, you got LeBron, Michael Jordan, Jimmy Butler, Blake Griffin, Anthony Davis. 34, you got Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Giannis, Hakeem, and Shaq. There's a clear mismatch down low. Let's just say that. Like a clear mismatch. Shaq destroys Anthony Davis because he's soft, and Hakeem wipes the floor with Blake Griffin because, well, let's be honest here, Blake Griffin doesn't even hold Hakeem's jockstrap. So
I'm gonna tell you right now, Blake Griffin don't have a chance.
No, not at all. So that's two matchups the 34 is already won. LeBron beats Giannis because that's who's going to end up guarding him. Michael Jordan beats Ray Allen.
I don't think LeBron beats Giannis that easy.
I think he beats him easy. I think he beats him easy.
Now, we know Michael Jordan beats Ray Allen.
Michael Jordan beats Ray Allen, Harper Pierce, whoever's guarding him. Jimmy Butler and Paul Pierce, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Paul Pierce. No disrespect to the guy.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not a big fan of him. I'm just being quite honest with you.
Why are you hating on Paul Pierce?
I'm not hating on Paul Pierce. The things that he says as an analyst that makes me not a fan of him. And if you know what he says as an analyst, you'll understand what I'm saying.
No. See, the analyst and the player are two different people.
They are.
Because I think once the player becomes an analyst, he tries his best to get some players back like he got hacked back when he was a player. And that's why there's a lot of people that got a lot of problems out there with the Donovan McNabbs of the world, with the Marcellus Willeys of the world, Paul Pierce's of the world, Kenny Smith. What's another one that says some crazy? Charles Barkley.
But Kenny is never to the extent that I don't think no one's ever to the extent that Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce had the nerve, and we've had this conversation.
Paul Pierce is not overrated. Stop.
He is overrated. Whoever said that, thank you.
That's Sharon. Sharon is in his comments. Heavy.
Sharon, we appreciate you.
Sharon, we love you, Sharon.
Sharon, Paul Pierce is definitely overrated. That's for sure.
Paul Pierce is not overrated, man.
He is very overrated. Paul Pierce had the nerve to say that
only thing I've seen Paul Pierce do that had me thinking that he was a cheater or overrating was in that finals when he looked like he couldn't walk and they had to carry him and put him in a wheelchair. And I was like, oh, he might be done. And 10 minutes later, he come running out the back like ain't nothing wrong with him. Like he just got a shot of heroin or something. He just come running right out the back. What's the name of that video game when they shoot you with the steroid? Remember the football? I think it was
a Blitz. You talking about Blitz? I already know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they shoot you with the steroid and you come back up all hype. That's how I felt. I was like, what in the heezies?
So here's the thing. Paul Pierce is always going to be overrated to me.
I'm not having this conversation with you about overrated, Sharon. All right.
Sharon, I'm with you. Define overrated.
Hey, listen. She gonna say Michael Vick was overrated.
Okay, we're not talking about that right now. Define overrated though.
I don't think Paul Pierce is overrated.
Just define the term overrated to me.
I'm trying to figure out when was he at a point that he was actually rated. I felt as though he had to crawl his way up.
Here's the thing. You have to understand. There's a guy
on here that's overrated. That, he got the Motor City jersey on.
Oh, who cares? Blake Griffin can be overrated, but we're not talking about him like Paul Pierce talked about himself. Like Paul Pierce said he was better than D Wade. Paul Pierce said he was a better shooter than Klay Thompson. Paul Pierce has said some asinine stuff as an analyst that he believes. The guy doesn't make sense. So he was overrated in his career. He didn't play defense that much. At times he did. Now, when he wanted to play defense, he was elite at it. But at times he didn't play defense. He had a good run when he was by himself. And don't get me wrong, with KG in there and they got the championship, he was good. He probably had a total of 7 good years. He's never placed in an all-NBA team, like never. He has all-stars, but no all-NBA teams. Doesn't have any all-defensive teams. The guy's overrated.
Well,
so it's a wash.
I'm trying to figure it out. At what point did you have him like he was rated? He was rated. At what point did you have him rated?
People had him rated. That's the point about it. I might not have, but people did.
He was not overrated. Oh my gosh.
It's a wash between him and Jimmy Butler, which brings me to the fact that when you got LeBron James and Michael Jordan mixed together, no matter if it's Anthony Davis against Shaq, Blake Griffin against Hakeem, they can win those matchups. You're not beating LeBron James and Michael Jordan together. I'm taking number 23.
I'm taking 34.
We're going to have to agree to this.
I think Giannis is the difference maker on that one.
He can be.
I think Giannis is the difference maker.
He can be. I agree with that. He can be. He definitely can be.
Oh, these are the point guards from right now.
Yes, these are the point guards for right now. And these are actually our last couple of topics. We have 5 slashes for every position, and that'll be our last topics. First one, point guard hierarchy. Tier 1, you got Steph. Tier 2, you got Luka, Trae Young, who needs to be moved down, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, and Russell Westbrook. Tier 3, you got D'Lo, you got Spencer Dinwiddie, Ben Simmons, Chris Paul, who needs to be moved up, Kemba Walker, John Morant. And tier 4 to 5, so on, you have a couple of names as far as John Wall, Shea, Derrick Rose, Jamal Murray, Kyle Lowry, LiAngelo, Jesus, LaMelo. Lonzo. I didn't call him every single name. Then
every brother that ain't even in the league.
But as I said, Trae Young needs to be moved down to me. He's not tier 2 yet. I think that's
you don't think Trae Young is tier 2 by the things that he's doing over there in ATL?
Has he won anything? Has he even got to the playoffs?
Yeah, we ain't got nothing with him. What the?
Has he got to the playoffs?
Y'all killing me, man.
Has he won over 20 games?
They won 23 games.
Oh.
So he went over 20 games, like you just said.
Those 4 extra games. Those 4 extra games. There it is.
23 games. I'll put it to you like this. If he was on Orlando Magic, they'd be in the playoffs.
No, they wouldn't.
Yes, they would.
No, they wouldn't. Don't get me wrong. Trae Young's good. This is based on talent and projection. So
him and Aaron Gordon together, That'd be a nice little two-piece. Nice
Do
two-piece.
you actually think Aaron Gordon's good?
I think Aaron Gordon with him would be good. That's what I said.
Aaron Gordon's not good. Boy's trash. He's just a
Chris
dunker.
Paul needs to be one spot up.
Yeah, he's tier 2 for sure. I mean, honestly and truly, if we're sitting here putting Trae Young as tier 2, then I'm putting Ben Simmons as tier 2. I think it's disrespectful that he's not. It's as simple as that. I mean, he's actually one thing.
I really think John Morant should be tier 2, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
I ain't putting Ja at tier 2 yet. I've only seen a small sample size, and I'm putting De'Aaron Fox at tier 3 with.
I think Kyle Lowry should be tier 2.
I think that's what I was going to say. Kyle Lowry's tier 2.
I think Kyle Lowry not only does it on the offensive floor, but he does it on the defensive end as well.
I agree with you. I'm putting De'Aaron Fox at tier 3 also. I think he gets a lot of slack because he's on the Kings, but I mean, if you watch.
You know what? I just got to know. What's your thing with Chris Paul? I got to know because.
Yeah, I'll say because Sherry, you're tripping on that one.
Please explain this. I'm ready to hear this one.
You're tripping on that one, Sharon, because Chris Paul is definitely tier 2. You're tripping on that one. I mean, you're tripping on that one.
Injury history is what mess you up. I'll get you on that one. I'm with you.
I think Shai Gilgeous, because this says based on talent and projections, I think Shai is tier 3, especially right now.
Oh, Gilgeous?
Yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Yeah, I think he's definitely tier 3. I mean, the guy's averaging, 18, 19 right now on the Thunder team, too. It's going to the playoffs, and I think they're definitely tier 3. I think that's non-disputable with me. Other than that, though, I think this list is pretty fine. There's a couple moves I would make. Steph is definitely at the top of that list, though. I would make an argument that you can possibly put Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook up there, and even Kyrie.
So you saying CP3 has lost a step or two, but yet he's taking the team, an OKC team, to the playoffs that you know wasn't going to make the playoffs?
Yeah, that's a good thing. That we go while she answers. Oh, it was a little break in action.
The best of all-time shooters.
Yeah. Oh, man. So tier 1, you got Ray Allen and Steph.
Why you keep saying so? You gotta play better for the team to do better, Sharon. What the hell? Like that team, you go so. It's not easy to be making the playoffs in the West. So. You act like it's easy to make the playoffs. Like you could go over there and do it.
All right. So tier 1, you got Steph and Ray. Tier 2, you got Kyle Korver, Ray Allen, Steve Nash, and Larry Bird.
I don't know about Kyle Korver being there.
I'm okay with having Kyle Korver there. I think Steve Nash needs to move down one.
Steve Nash needs to move down and Kyle Korver.
I'm okay with Kyle Korver being at tier 2. Klay Thompson needs to be moved up. But tier 3, you got Peja, Jason Terry, Dirk, Kevin Durant, Jason Kidd, Steve Kerr, Klay Thompson. And tier 4 and 5, so on. You see the names down there.
I think Glenn Rice is a better shooter than Steve Nash and Kyle Korver. I think Peja is a better shooter than Kevin Durant is a way better shooter than both of them.
Well, I was gonna say it says 3-point shooting too, but I was gonna say
especially if it's 3-point shooting. If it's 3-point shooting, you need to move up about 4 people to that second level. You need to move up Dirk, Kevin Durant, Klay, Peja. I'll put Glenn Rice at tier 3.
I'll say I'll move up those 4 for sure. That's what I'm about to say. I think Klay definitely needs to be in tier 2. I think at the end of Klay's career, he's going to be in tier 1 with Steph and Ray Allen, though.
I think I'll move Dame to clear tier 3.
And also, too, Reggie Miller's getting a lot of slack for him not to be in tier 1. I mean, the man had the record for threes for a while now. I mean, Ray Allen passed him, but Ray Allen's tier 1. Like, stop playing my guy. Ray Allen's definitely tier 1. I mean, Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller's definitely tier 1.
Yeah,
you're not going to disrespect. You're not going to disrespect my guy and just have him sitting there at tier 2 with these other guys.
We'll put Kobe at tier 3.
Yeah, we'll put Kobe at tier 3.
I want to put James Harden at tier 3 and Dame Lillard at tier 3, and I want to put Glenn Rice at tier 3.
I'm gonna pick Big Shot. Big Shot. I'm gonna put Mr. Big Shot Chauncey Billups at tier 3. I'm putting him up there.
I think JJ Redick should move up to tier 4.
I think he should too. I agree with that also. All right. I think that's a solid list that we just made. Shooting guard hierarchy.
Oh shit.
You got tier 1, James Harden's up there alone by his lonesome. Tier 2, you got Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker, Jamal Murray, Bradley Beal, Klay Thompson, Donovan Mitchell, Victor Oladipo, CJ McCollum. Tier 3, you got Buddy Hield. Who's this guy to the far left?
That's Jamal Murray.
No, that's not Jamal Murray.
That was like a Denver uniform.
Jamal Murray's in tier 2.
No,
that's Zach LaVine. That is. That's Zach LaVine in tier 2. I apologize. Yeah, that is. Boy, that was a mess up. You got Fred VanVleet, Lou Will, Shea. You got a couple others, and you see tier 4 and tier 5. Do you agree with this one?
Not really. I really don't like this list at all.
Why not? What are you changing?
I think I will move. And in all honesty, I would move Klay up to tier 1.
I'm moving Klay up to tier 1. That's one thing I was going to say. I'm moving Klay up to tier 1. I'm actually okay with most of the people in tier 2, though. As much as I don't like Devin Booker, and I was talking all that, he's definitely tier 2. Bradley Beal's tier 2. Zach LaVine's tier 2 to me. Donovan Mitchell's tier 2 with a potential of being tier 1. Same with Devin Booker's potential to tier 1 if he gets his stuff together. CJ McCollum's potential. And I think Drew Holiday, who's a dark horse in that tier 2 list right there, definitely deserves to be there. He showed he plays defense. He can score. I mean, the guy's great. He can pass. I think Drew Holiday definitely should be there.
Lou Williams need to be tier 2.
This is based on talent and projections. I can't put him at tier 2. I'll put him at tier 3, though.
What? That's the cheat code. He's tier 2.
I can't put him on tier 2. He's based on talent and projections. I can't put him at tier 2. I don't think he's on the level of those players. I don't think he's on the level as those players. But I like this list other than that, though. Let's move on. Small forward, you got Kawhi, LeBron, Kevin Durant. It's tier 1. I think that's set in stone. You can't argue that. I don't think anyone can argue that. Tier 2, you got Tobias, Chris, you got Jimmy, you got Brandon Ingram, Jason Tatum, DeMar DeRozan, Paul George. And then tier 3 on, you got Andrew Wiggins, his likes, you got Kelly Oubre. You see the people. You agree with this one? I actually think this is the best one I've seen, actually.
You might be right.
I think this is the best one I've seen where I won't change anything.
I don't see nobody that can move up. I don't know. I might move Tobias to tier 3 and put ain't nobody to put up. So.
I'll move. That's why I say I'll give you the Tobias to tier 3, but
what position
I'm okay.
Aaron Gordon play?
Power forward, which we can get to right now.
Oh, there you go. I thought he played small ball.
He's power forward. Tier 1, you got Anthony Davis and Giannis.
Look at this boy. So you wait, hold up. So you got mad at me because I said Ja Morant should be in tier 2, but you cool with Zion being at tier 2?
Who did I say anything yet about it?
Oh my God!
I didn't get to it yet. For tier 2, but we gotta remember too, power forward position is weak though. Correct?
Here we go.
Is the power forward position not weak?
Here we go.
I'll ask you a question, Dennis. Is it not weak?
This is not what I'm talking about.
I'm saying, if the power forward position weak, then I understand why it is tier 2.
I don't think it's weak. There's a lot of good players over there.
I think the power forward position is definitely weak. I
see a lot of good players.
I think Pascal Siakam after 2 years will be in tier 1 with Anthony Davis and Giannis. Huh? What'd you say? I think Kristaps Porzingis is I would move Kristaps Porzingis down to tier 3.
No, he's been balling this year.
He has not been balling. Do you see his shooting percentage and what he's averaging right now?
Shooting percentage is not what's going to get you there. His average is what it is because he's playing with a dominant guy. As usual, he doesn't play with nobody as dominant. He's playing with a guy who's ball dominant. This is a perfect situation for Chris Porzingis.
See, this is how weak the situation is that you're sitting there putting him as tier 2. He's not this.
First of all, the first person you tried to move off tier 2 was Chris Porzingis and not Zion Williams.
I'm about to say, look, can I get to him? Can I get to him?
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna sit back and watch what you do. I'm gonna be quiet.
For tier 2, I'm moving Zion down to tier 3. Only to tier 3. He's not moving down any further than that. He's going only to tier 3. Everything else on this list, I am okay with keeping literally the same.
Is that Sabonis?
Where? Yeah, I think that's a bonus.
The Sabonis need to be moved up to 2.
I don't think he's in the same level.
Sabonis made an All-Star game. Sabonis needs to be moved up to tier 2.
Sabonis did make an All-Star game this year, and that's not taking anything.
Sabonis needs to be moved up to tier 2.
Just because you make an All-Star game?
Yes, because they're only picking 12 players out the East and 12 out the West. He one of the 12.
You got to pick 2 power forwards, basically. So, I mean.
So, okay, there's 2 power forwards over here that are in the East, and both of them was picked, and he still made the team.
So, I actually have Sabonis as a center, not as a power forward. That's another thing.
No, they got Miles as the center.
I don't count Miles as their center, though. That's the thing about it.
Oh, my gosh. How much you going to decline this situation?
I'm not declining the situation. I'm not declining the situation. We'll move to Sabonis as tier 2 because I like the guy.
Sabonis is tier 2. Draymond is tier 2.
Draymond's tier 2, yes, for sure.
I think Kevin Love should be moved to tier 3.
So why are you moving? Wait. Why are you moving?
That he does has dropped this season.
But he's been injured most of the season.
Oh, okay. So Blake Griffin deserves to be there too, I guess.
When healthy? When healthy, yes.
Well, what is the hate with y'all with Sabonis?
It's no hate with Sabonis.
Have y'all seen the Pacers balling any other way? The Pacers are script scrap balling.
You're right.
And Sabonis is part of that script scrap balling.
I just, like I said, I count him as a center. That's the reason why. And I'm going to keep telling you that. But I'll say he's tier 2 for this instance because they have him as a power forward. I like Sabonis. I'm not saying that I don't like him. I think Sabonis is actually very good. So we'll go with that. Let's go to our last one, which is center.
Love. That's why I believe love where he is. Just because you love him.
We got Joker and Joel Embiid is tier 1. Tier 2, you got Vucevic, Bam Adebayo. Shout out to my boy Bam. Karl Anthony Towns, 2 Kentucky boys right there alone. LaMarcus Aldridge. See, that's another thing. See, I was wondering where he was. He's a power forward. He's not a center. That's one thing. You got Rudy Gobert. Then as tier 3, you got Andre Drummond, Hassan Whiteside, Serge Ibaka, DeAndre Ayton. What's the guy's name?
I think it's Vucevic.
Is Newark. Yusuf Newark, Steven Adams, and then the center right there for the Hawks, I forgot his name. Clinton Capella. There it is. How you like this list? And then tier 4 and 5, so on. How you like this list, though?
I think I moved Miles up, but I moved Miles up. I'm moving Aldridge down.
Aldridge is a power forward, which is, like I said,
I just think Aldridge needs some more help. That's all. I mean, like he lost his game. I don't know what's up.
You say you're moving who up?
Miles Turner.
Oh, from 4 to 3. Yeah, I'll move him out. Oh, no. I was like, you almost got me right there. I was about to say I'm going to move Miles Turner up. I'm not moving Miles Turner up. He deserves
You're not moving Miles Turner. Miles Turner. Oh, you know
Miles Turner is one of the softest big men in the league.
You know it's hard out here for a pimp when you gotta get the money for the rent, for the Cadillac and gas money spent. Cause a whole lot of haters hating on Turner.
You done? No, I'm moving. I'm keeping him where he is. I'm actually moving Karl Anthony Towns up to tier 1.
What?
Yes. Absolutely.
That's a homer pick.
That's not a homer pick. It's not a homer pick. It's not a homer pick. It's not a homer pick.
That's a homer pick.
You're talking soft, but you just tried to move Miles Turner up to tier 3.
Miles Turner up to tier 3. Miles Turner actually plays defense.
He does not play defense. That's where you're wrong. He does not play defense. He doesn't play. He doesn't rebound. All he is Jahlil Okafor with a shot. And if Jahlil Okafor would actually on a decent team where he got playing time, that's literally all Miles Turner is with a slimmer body. Mike, Drummond has decreased in his playing recently. Now he is underrated to an extent, but he's definitely decreased his playing, which kind of hurts him. That's the reason why I feel like he's down there in tier 3. Karl-Anthony Towns tier 1. I'm sorry.
Karl-Anthony Towns is not tier. Bam is tier 1.
Bam is tier 1, but Karl-Anthony Towns is it?
No, Karl-Anthony Towns is not tier. Bam is tier 1.
Buddy, pal. Karl-Anthony Towns is tier 1, but Bam is not.
You gonna move JaVale McGee to tier 3? Sharon, please.
That's pushing it for me. JaVale McGee is in tier 3.
JaVale McGee isn't nobody's radar.
Once again,
if there's anybody I'm moving up from tier 1, for real, is Rudy Gobert.
Are you just saying that because it's defense?
Yeah, and he shut the league down recently on March. What was it, March 15th or something? He shut the whole NBA down.
What is wrong with you, sir? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, shut the whole. He's defensive player of the year.
I'm moving up Karl-Anthony Towns, as I said. Other than I like this list, I'm moving up Dwight Howard also to tier 4.
Oh, you not? No, that's not what you're gonna do. No, it's not.
Yes, I am.
No.
Yes, I am.
No.
Yes, I am.
No.
Yes, I am.
No.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
He's a Dwight Howard lover. No.
I'm moving up Dwight Howard to tier 4, and we're going to keep it as simple as that.
So now we see what it is. You're the Dwight Howard lover, so you can't love KG because KG and Dwight Howard got into a fight. Now I'm starting to see where it is.
What?
Man. It's
How does that even make sense?
It's starting to make a lot of sense now. A whole lot of sense. And Rudy Gobert was the defensive player of the year. Rudy Gobert plays defense. Rudy Gobert is the Utah Jazz.
He's the Utah Jazz. Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is the Utah Jazz. Mr. Number 4. Spider is the Utah Jazz, not Rudy Gobert.
Spider don't always show up, but Rudy do.
Spider always. Rudy show. So I guess you just forgot what you. Well, yeah, I guess you're just forgetting with. Let me refresh your mind. I guess you're forgetting that Joel Embiid dropped 35 on the guy, right?
Because he got dropped 35 on by one of the best.
I guess you're forgetting that.
Tell me that I guess you're forgetting. Howard dropped 35 on him. Then
Wait.
Tell me that JaVale McGee dropped 20 on him. Then I move it down.
Wait. I guess you're forgetting that Newark dropped 30 on the guy.
Newark is another guy that should be.
I guess you're forgetting that Karl-Anthony Towns dropped 30 on the guy.
That Karl-Anthony Towns' ass. So I don't know how the hell that happened.
Hold on, he's ass, but he dropped 30 on the guy on the defensive player of the year, huh?
He still got defensive player of the year though, didn't
he? He did, and I give it to him, and I understand. So that's why that's why I'm going to keep him at tier 2, and that's why Karl-Anthony Towns is tier 1. But that being said, Dennis, do you have any closing thoughts?
My closing thoughts here is, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all watch out for Chadwick on the vote because he's a Kevin Garnett hater. He's a Dwight Howard lover. Okay, he's a Tracy McGrady hater still. He's a Tracy McGrady hater. I also wanted to say something, man. I was gonna hold it, but my boy Shea Patterson got cut, man.
I was waiting for you to say something about it.
All that love, and Shea got cut. I said I done hyped this bull up and everything, and he done listened to my wishes and went to go see Andy Reid, and he still got cut.
Didn't I tell you how bad Shea Patterson was in college and how bad he was going to be in the NFL?
I said he gonna need some real help. You ain't listen. I said Shea gonna need some real help.
Well, he got to the QB whisperer,
the best QB whisperer of all time, and
guess what? Andy Reid said. Andy Reid said, "Whoa, boy, this guy's bad. I don't want him on my team." He said, "I don't want this guy on my team. Get him out of here. He stinks." Once again, guys, I'm not a KG hater. I'm not a KG hater. KG's my favorite big man. I'm not a Dwight Howard hater. Don't listen to what Dennis is saying.
He's a Kevin Garnett and Dwight Howard. Don't forget Tracy McGrady. You know what he's saying about that. And Chris Webber.
I'm not a Chris Webber hater. I said he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just not the biggest fan of him.
Yao Ming.
Dennis, Yao Ming and T-Mac are the most undeserving Hall of Fame players in NBA history.
I told you.
In NBA history, especially Yao Ming. Actually,
how you feel about Vince Carter?
Real quick before we end, is Stephon Marbury a Hall of Fame player? Yes or no? I
believe Stephon Marbury should be in the Hall of Fame because the Hall of Fame goes by all basketball.
Okay, what about? I'll say yes too. But what about? Because this is our Hall of Fame or not section. I forgot to put it in there, guys, but we're gonna do it real quick before we end. What about Shawn Marion?
Shawn Marion deserves it.
He does not deserve to be in there.
Shawn Marion does deserve it.
Why does he deserve to be in Hall of Fame? Yes, the Matrix. We're talking about the same Matrix. Why does he deserve to be on?
He deserves to be in it. Like I said, it goes by all basketball.
So right, it goes by all basketball. So what in all basketball did he do?
They did pretty good. I think he
Hall of Fame worthy.
I don't have his numbers right now.
It's not Hall of Fame worthy. I think
it's Hall of Fame worthy if a couple other people we know are in the Hall of Fame got in.
Right, like Yao Ming, huh?
I didn't say Yao Ming. I just said a couple.
But like Yao Ming, huh?
I want to know why she said. Wait a minute. Sharon said Stephon Marbury, yes. She said Shawn Marion, yes. She said Chris Webber, no. I don't know why.
Chris Webber shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, but Shawn Marion should, Sharon? What?
She said you don't go by just stats. Can you tell me why Chris Webber is no before we roll out of here, Sharon?
So if we're not going by just stats, then we're going by talent and what they've done. And Chris Webber has done a lot, and he took his team.
I think Chris Webber's top 10 power forward all time.
I think you're still pushing on that, but I'll say he's top 10 to.
So 10 power forwards better than Chris Webber all time?
Remember we did this and I named them. You named 10.
You named.
I named 10.
Because I think you put Moses Malone in there. He's the center.
I put Moses Malone. I put Pau Gasol in there also.
Pau Gasol is not better than Chris Webber. This is where we go left at right here.
He is
Pau Gasol is not better than Chris Webber.
He is better than Chris Webber.
What has Webber done? Webber. Wait. You said what has Webber done, but yet you put Stephon Marbury in the Hall of Fame.
But you said
you got to have your arguments together, baby. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Sharon. You got to have your arguments together, baby. If you
that being said,
done, and you put Stephon Marbury in the Hall of Fame.
With that being said, I appreciate everybody for watching and coming out for another edition of The Vault. As usual, we will be back. We will be back next week. Tune in to Talker-ish tomorrow. As always, thank you, Rise Up family. Thank you to the OnPoint Network. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. We're out. Peace.
Thank you, everybody in the comments. Thank you very much, everybody in the comments.